JUNO 3.0 application tool for property and facility management. In this presentation we have two parts: experience more freedom. I think it's very important for all parties involved to experience more freedom and don't feel tied up in procedures and working their own systems. And part two, problems, principles and solutions we have overcome. Experience more freedom. To experience more freedom, it's not only for your clients, of course, but also for your planning department and your staff. We think all parties involved should experience more freedom, and that's why we designed a whole different philosophy for JUNO facility performance. We think it's possible to have the same source unleashing for all parties involved. If it's a building owner or a service contractor, for example, maintenance guy to maintain an elevator or to work on an incident for the fire service fire control device, they all should experience more freedom. And of course, if you see in this picture, this businessman is working his way up to the hill, getting on top of things, and experience a whole lot of freedom, no obstacles involved. The expertise we designed JUNO for is managing the entire scope of facility and property management. Office services, technical maintenance, safety and security, really great area, large area, hospitality and sustainability. You all need to experience more freedom for. In the green blocks you will find some of the examples of these attention areas. Actually, it's all about this. In a workplace environment, people should have experience really clean, hygienic, safe, comfortable area where they feel very hospitable. Professor Dr. W. Edward Deming. He's the inventor of total quality management. He went to Japan working for Toyota and Sony, and he had some great experience with implementing total quality management. He designed the Deming Circle. The Deming Circle is all about this. First you make action plans, then you plan action, you implement it, very critical phase, and then you check on it. Quite simple, isn't it? I think it's very logical, but when you institute this into your working procedures, you can gain great advantage and you can increase your business tremendously. As you know, Toyota is very, very successful over the years, and all companies working with total quality management are way more successful than companies who didn't. Examples enough. It's very interesting for you to study the results of total quality management. Well, the facility management systems is, I think it's all about this. Advise your client when it's a renter or tenant. You use JUNO facility performance for planning. It needs to be done by specialists. It can be your own service staff employees, and can be done by subcontractors or contractors when you have a facility organization, and to check on service level agreements and to know and benchmark if you are still on track and doing your work in a good way. You can use observer facility controls. This man is called Ross Perot. He's still alive, as I know. He was into the Clinton Bush Senior campaign in, I think it was 1995. I'm not sure about it, but he was asked at Columbia University, Mr. Ross Perot, you're such a billionaire, you own more than $5 billion in US dollars during that time. It's a lot of money. How can I be as successful as you are? And he said, well, ask for a larger list of bigger problems to solve. This is very interesting, I think. I would like to share you about the problems we had in my company. We're not a typical software house. We have a facility management organization ourselves, and we designed JUNO for ourselves, and we were very enthusiastic about it to let everybody else use JUNO as well. And I will share some of the principles and solutions we designed for JUNO. When you look at the difficulties in property management, we think it's very complex and therefore not very transparent. And it's most of the time not protocol or workflow driven. This sounds very amateuristic, to be honest, but it's really true. When you look at production companies, they work in protocols and workflows all the time. When you look at when there's lots at stake in property management and facility management, it's almost never protocol or workflow driven. I think it's a pity, but there are not very great tools for this specific work field. Information is getting lost through communication. Lots is done by phone or fax or perhaps email, but to give all the information to, for example, when an incident occurred, to the guy who needs to solve this problem, a lot of information is getting lost, and there's no one-on-one contact between somebody who reported the problem, noticed the problem, registered the problem, and the guy who needs to solve the problem. That's a pity, and it's most of the time driven on process and not on output, not on service level agreements, and there's no check on the work by contractors nor the contractees, and it's a pity too. You can know the work is done, but you're not sure if it's done in a proper way, so there are no checks most of the time, and there are several reasons for it, and one of the reasons is that the clients do not have the knowledge to check on the work in a proper way. So that's one of the reasons too. And I think we had a way to solve this problem as well. A lot of time it's outdated information. Buildings are more dynamic than everyone thinks. They change, they increase, they decrease. Departments, tenants are leaving, new tenants are coming. So you have a lot of time. You have gaps between real life situation and the documented situation. So outdated information, and most of the time, property management is not planned when conditions need to do planning or plan work, but it's just 4 times a year do this, or 1 time every few years do that. But I think you have to check on conditions first before you plan the work, and JUNO we designed a module to work on that. When we had the chance to start all over again with the JUNO application, the 2.0 version, we designed the 3.0 functional data sheets and specifications. We said, well, when we are in a brave new world, what kind of system we would love to have, and we said we need to have one system that unleashes information to all relevant parties, of course within their own authorized jurisdiction. But that would be great if everybody is using the same information, and it must be facilitating working together independent of location and platform. If you use the internet, a laptop, a desktop, or mobile phone, smartphone, PDA, no platform, all the platforms needs to get tied into JUNO application. It must be a tool that initiates. It must be reporting and notifying in mainstream digital formats, for example PDF, Word, Excel, Outlook, HTML and XML, and freely to implement so organization can work their own procedures in an extreme efficient and controlled way. These are the principles and choices we made for JUNO. And now I would like to share some information about the CEO of Google. His name is Eric Schmidt. He's coming here. He was asked this question. Dat werkt nu niet, dat is wel jammer.